Day 63. It rained hard all night. Oh, thunder and lightning. It was so windy that it pushed the rain under my tarp, and the stuff that I have that's directly underneath me still got wet. Not soaked, but there's mud and water on my stuff. It got blown in, so it's just droplets everywhere, but everything is filthy and everything's wet. This is my next few days. Maybe even the next week. I don't even know, man. I did sleep really well, though. But today I have to deal with the aftermath. I've got to clean everything. Got to wipe it all down, at least get all the mud off of it. But it's on everything. Except my clothes and stuff. It was all in the hammock with me, but all of my junk is wet and dirty. I've got dirty, wet junk. All right. Well, I'm going to begin the long process of cleaning up and making some coffee. Yeah, good morning. This is my morning. Yeah, it'll go up from here, I swear. So this is my stuff. It's not horrible. But, you know, everything has to be cleaned. Yeah.
Yeah, who wants to go for a hike? Got most of my stuff cleaned off. That's my clean pile now. Still gotta wipe a few things down, but I got distracted by my coffee and oats. About time for a safety meeting. I'm not in the best of moods, and it'll help cheer me up a little bit.
That guy over there was really cool. Came over, gave us free safety supplies and chocolate. I'm not sure who he is. I haven't seen him before. I picked a good spot. Well, actually, she picked the spot for me because she got here first. She picked a pretty good spot. Ooh, that is not. You got lakefront property right there. Oh, yeah, that's just a tarp, too. Oh, poor dude. So how far must you walk away from a shelter before it's safe to poo? You want to go further than everybody else went because, you know, everybody has to poo in the morning. It's kind of a thing. We still got campsites out here. I'm just avoiding the trail. It's a little stream. Got some campsites over here too. They extend on for a while. But if you get too far from the shelter, you're more likely to camp near poo. Poo just ruins a whole spot, man. It could be on the other side of the tree from me, not even affecting me, like I'm hanging from that tree to that tree. But if I know there's a turd on the other side of the tree, I'm not sleeping easy. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Even if it's old, you know, like it's been there for a week, it's not stinking anymore, and not that I can really smell them. Just knowing it's there just soils the whole area. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to go for a little walk. And look at that. My tarp is almost dry already. I mean, I got a little bit of water on there, but a little shaky poo. Everybody's just waking up. I'm assuming I'm not taking off for like an hour. Here's my early warning detection system. So I put my garbage in here, figure out a barrel, grab onto it, start pulling. And that's my feet right there. My head's down there. And that should wake me up, right? I'm hoping so. It keeps it away from the mice. And the bear's much more interested in all my good smelly stuff than anything that's in here. Not that I'm scared of bears, but you know, when you sleep like the dead, you gotta do something to protect yourself. I'm back into Camp Crawler. Maybe I should brew myself another cup of coffee, huh? I'm all packed up except for my tarp. But yeah, that's maybe a 2-minute process for me to get that down. So one of the guys puked his guts out over there a couple of times. Hoping he doesn't have noro because we kind of all shared a bong. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, it is what it is. Let's see what the day holds. And we're off. Look at that. It's not gonna last long. I'm all plastic up. I'll talk to you in a minute. So we just passed Mr. Clean. He's just out here for a couple weeks. That's why I didn't recognize him. He blends in really well with us. But he was really cool. Came around last night with like a handful of candy and stuff. Like a handful. I was like, choose what you want. I took a little baby Ruth out of there. Everybody got something. And he came around and gave safety supplies to a few people he knew would appreciate them. And then went back to his camp. Didn't even like hang out with us or anything. I just figured he was, socially awkward or something. But no, I chatted with him on the way out. Not socially awkward at all. I just assumed I hadn't met him yet. But no, he was heading southbound for 2 weeks, going to Hot Springs. Told him about the preacher up on the hill. We'd probably give him a ride out if things were looking bad. If the dude's there, but when one of the guys there, he brings an umbrella. He's prepared for this. So far it's been holding out. Gets a little darker here and there. But I expect to get dumped on. I'm wearing everything plastic I can. I even have my piece of plastic I put on the ground is tied around me as a rain skirt. I'm hoping if I prepare like this, nothing will happen. It's our first gummy lizard. Run, I'm gonna eat you. I'm gonna eat you. Yum, 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 yum. I can see a steady drip up there. Oh, I see a flow right there. Hey, this will work perfectly. He's like, I don't want to climb up. I don't have to. Come on, man. Oh, yeah, steady drips. Works for me. Ooh, I drank too much water. I had a decent amount of coffee in my belly, but I hadn't put water in me in a while. Next water I feel like getting is in about 5 miles or so. So I was like, I'll just down a liter and carry a liter, but it didn't go down so easy. Forced it in. It's where I throw up the water afterwards. It's happened a couple of times. Oh, it just got to settle. But I got a little headache going on. I assume it's from dehydration. And I haven't peed in a while, so yeah. It's easy to get dehydrated when it's raining. Weird enough. When it's cold or wet, combination of both, you stop drinking for whatever reason. But next water is at the Greasy Creek. I stayed there last time I came through here. Nice little hostel. There's a dude named Gadget that was helping run the place. I don't remember the woman's name who owns the place, but she was cool too. Maybe that's where I'll end up staying. I don't know. Well, it depends on what the weather does. But probably not. It was like a mile off trail. And I don't know if they have indoor rooms. I camped outside last time. I stayed there for a couple of days, as a matter of fact. Oh, ran into Sunfish again. He's just up here checking on hikers. He grabbed a bunch of the trail magic from the church hiker feed the other day and just transported it up here to redistribute amongst the hikers. I let him know that a dude's puking back there. He might need a ride into town kind of thing. Ooh. So he's gonna wait out. See if he can help somebody out. If it was raining, I might have jumped in the car with him. But I'm lulled into a false sense of security by the seemingly nice day in most directions. You've got a little rock knob. So there's a slight change in plans. I can't catch my breath. But 12 is having an issue that she needs to go to a medical facility for. So Miss Janet is out here grabbing up other hikers that want to get off before the storm. And she's not necessarily headed to our gap where we're going to be headed, but she's headed to one several miles behind us. And she said she'd swing by there to pick 12 up. Of course I'm going. I don't want to be in a storm. We are going back to Irwin because that's not only the easiest town to get to from here, but it's the only one that has a medical center, urgent care or whatnot. So it only makes sense. So go back there, spend a night, maybe even two, man. It's supposed to get really cold and really wet over the next couple days. I'm out here to have a good time. Plenty of time to suffer later. You know, if I can avoid a storm, I will. No shame. Now, I didn't make the calls, so I'm allowed to do it, but you're never gonna see me making the call, like, come get me. But, oh, I wish somebody would come get me sometimes. I do, but I can't make the call. Got a rule against inconveniencing anybody. You can tell how devoid of leaves that is, that somebody's crammed themselves in there to ride out a storm before. Maybe a bit under here as well. Any port in a storm. This is Orca Fin Rock. It is time for a safety meeting. I still have about 7 miles to go before the gap. Anything can happen before then. And we need to be there before 4 o'clock, which should time out pretty well. As long as the terrain stays like this and the weather holds up. That's an iffy part. I see sunshine, but I also see gloom. It's a badass tree. My stomach. What? I got a little bit of service in what popped through. Howard Free has donated $1 to my adventures. Thanks, man. Caught you again, peeper. We got like 3 miles left, a little over, but only a little bit of it's uphill and then it's all downhill. It's getting kind of dark. But it hasn't rained since this morning, so that's pretty cool. It actually got downright hot a few times. I was sweating. Getting a good workout. I was digging it. Pump out another 3 and Miss Janet will come and get us. We should be there a little bit for her. She said she's got to pick up those guys at 3:30 and it'd probably take her, I don't know how long, but I'd have to imagine at least like 20 minutes to get over here from there. I mean, for us it was like a 10-mile walk or something, so I have to assume it's a 10-mile drive-ish. I mean, they got to go around the mountains. I don't know. But I'm thinking I got plenty of time. It's only 1:45 right now. So I got minimum an hour and a half to do 3 miles. No problem. Assuming that's the road I'm headed to. Doesn't look too far off. A little zip line. Be there in like 3 minutes. This way's gonna take more like 10 minutes. Almost there. At the point where I think it's going to be the majority of it's downhill. I do not remember these things being so far south. They stand out like sore thumbs on the trail, don't they? You better run. Yeah, you better run. Keep it going. You run. You better run. Go. Gonna eat you. Kind of weird. There's a backpack right there. Another one sitting right here. There are two cars. Strange. This is where Miss Janet is supposed to grab us. I'm assuming 12 is right behind me. She has sped up her pace considerably over the past week. When I take a break, she's only like 5 minutes behind me. What is this? Oh. There's somebody going to the bathroom. Never mind. That's why I'm saying backpacks. They did not go far off trail. This monument is memory and honor of the Hughes family, who have owned this land since 1878. Thank you, Hughes family. So we've been here for like an hour and a half maybe or so. Steve dropped us off here, nice guy. We got to ride back with him instead of Miss Janet. Miss Janet was busy doing stuff and she's like, it's going to take me a while to get there. Steve pulled up, so she was like, yeah, definitely go with him. It would help her out. So, he didn't want to poach, take her ride. So, but he dropped us off here. We dropped our packs off at the Super 8. I really want to go to this Tacos 2 place, but I gotta wait for her to get done there. It would be rude of me to go get tacos while she's in there. So I patiently wait, but I can smell it. It's teasing me. Didn't quite beat the storm back. I got rained on a bit. I am splotchy wet. But almost there, just on the other side of that overpass. Day 64. Here I am enjoying my bagel at the Super 8. It's going to be a rough few days. The storms coming across on the TV were purple, which is max. I expect severe storms. So yeah, I'm hiding out here for another day at least. I'm in no hurry. Happy where I'm at. She's having some issues she needs to take care of, so it works out. I mean, it sucks she's having issues, but it all works out. We're in the right place, the right time. Not in a hurry. Trail days is still a while away, and we still have tons of time to make it there. No hurries at all. A lot of people are staying on the trail, and I'm like, hey, good luck. I got to bail out. I'm taking it. I am a fair weather hiker. But it's supposed to get pretty damn rough over the next couple of days and really, really cold. And that's the part that gets me. I'm all caught up on YouTubes, though. That is so nice. I feel ahead of the game at this point. I just released stuff on Patreon that I did yesterday. That never happens. That never happens. The stuff I did yesterday generally does not get put into a video for a week or 3. It's kind of weird to be all caught up. Might try to do some live stuff at trail days. I'm like, I'm going to be sitting there all lit. We might as well just live record the whole thing, huh? Go in there with extra batteries and stuff and let's just get lit and have some fun. But it all depends. I mean, sometimes people annoy me, so I don't know. It depends on what mood I'm in and how everybody is, The last time it was overwhelming. So hopefully I'm in a better mind frame this time. Things annoy me less and I have a good time. We'll see. I have a good time everywhere I'm at, but if I'm not enjoying myself, I will just walk out. It's that easy. I'm going to enjoy my day. See you around.
It's just the beginning of it. Came out to look at it as it comes in and be glad that I'm not in it. See how dark it is? It's 12:30 in the afternoon right now. I think the power just went out. Oh, no, there's power on around me. The water's shooting off that roof. Oh yeah. Oh, yep.
There it is. I'm not out right now.
Fuck yeah. It's supposed to be like this for a couple of days too, man. But there's something big headed our way. It's just the beginning of it. I'm headed back in. That's enough for me. Yeah, I'm not going out there. There's not even under this big old awning. There's no dry spot. It's coming in sideways. Nuts. Yeah. Pretty miserable out there. Not my jam. Yeah, I feel bad for all the hikers in this. One of the dudes, he left shit just an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before the big storm hit to go slack packing. I was like, hey, good luck, man. I am not going out in that. He's like, I got to get some miles in. I'm going to do 11 miles today. I'm like, you bring a raincoat, man. You're going to need it. But, you know, the day seemed all nice then, but we knew what was coming. There's another big cell headed this way. Probably going to do the same thing that last one did. And after that, I'm going to try to make a run to the grocery store, grab some resupply. But I don't even want to go out in this. It may not be raining hard, but I don't like getting wet. Day 65. I am contemplating going back out in. This is only supposed to last part of the day. Yeah, I don't know. It's a crapshoot. I don't really want to go out in this, but I just might. It's still early. I'm working on my cup of coffee and stuff. Just contemplate. Just watching the weather. It's only supposed to be crappy like this for a few hours, and then it's supposed to be cold, but less rain. Cold front's moving through tonight. Boo-hoo. I am sick of cold, man. Wet's annoying enough, but it's the cold, man. Cold sucks. But I can't hide here much longer. Yeah. Just make it to the next town. Hide there for a little bit. And then trail days. And then after that, back to normal schedule, you know. But I'm not sure. Do I stay or do I go now? If I go, there will be trouble. If I stay, there will be trouble. Nah, I'll figure it out. We are going to brave the heavy sprinkles and lots of waters. We got to go resupply. We're thinking about taking off today. This is supposed to lighten up in a couple hours after a thunderstorm rolls through. And then we might go back up there. We're going to see, we're going to call Miss Janet, see what she's up to. And then there's another dude, Steve, see how he's, because we got to go way out there. We're going to Hughes Gap, which is like an hour or so drive from where we're at. No, we got to go resupply, get all that stuff done, and then see how we feel about the day. Is that even still a real word, or is that a slur nowadays? I don't even know. But I know even ramen changed theirs to their oriental flavor. Yeah, hiker chow. What am I not sick of eating? Oh, everything. Winds aren't blowing hard. Still a heavy drizzle. No, straight on rain. Who am I kidding? They're straight on rain. Doesn't look so bad. Clouds are moving kind of fast. There's a lot of thunder while we were in the store, but it got really dark for a minute. Now it looks a lot better than it did 10 minutes ago. Oh, that shopping cart's gonna go get someone. It's coming right for us. I'm at Miss Janet's house. She likes me this time around. We're cool, which is cool. I actually want her to like me. It's not often I want people to like me, but I want her to like me. She's a huge part of this trail. We're going to stay here tonight. She's taking care of us.
12 is having some issues, so ride it out. I'm not in a hurry. We'll still make it to trail days. The weather is nice for hiking, though. It would be. Of course, we got more crap coming in and all that, but they're supposed to be, just localized and short showers. I don't mind a short shower. What the hell? Look at that. Oh, it's a stuffed animal. It's torn up. I thought it was a dead animal. I was hoping there'd be a place I could hammock in her yard, because I don't want to sleep in the house. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you don't want to wake up in other people's homes. I make noise. I want to go make coffee. But there's no way to hammock here, so I will be sleeping indoors tonight. I'll have to make it easy for me to make my escape. Excuse me. Go sit on the porch. There's a bunch of gumbo here when I got here, so I'm all filled up on gumbo. It's nice. A few other hikers here. One guy who spilt boiling water on his feet. We saw the pictures. Oh man, he messed his toes up bad. 3 toes were just burnt, like blisters, raised up, super bright red ones. He cooked some flesh, so he's out of commission for a while. Ooh. Yeah, it sucks to burn yourself on the trail, but especially your feet, you kind of need those. Hard to get out without them. Yeah, so I'll probably head back to the trail tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Miss Janet's parked right there. She took us out for dinner. Well, I guess we took her out for dinner, but she drove us. We went to an Asian buffet. It was actually really good food. Got mud bugs. Those don't seem Asian, those seem Cajun, but close enough. And now she's taking us back to her place again, and we're going to crash there for the night. So she keeps getting a tickling in her mind that she's like, I know you from somewhere, So we described our meeting and whatnot, and I was like, to be honest, you didn't like me. I was like, I'm not exactly sure why. And she's like, tickles something. She's like, I think I heard things about you is what it was. People were saying things about you. I'm like, oh, that happens every trail. The PCT was rumored that I came out there with just a gun and I was robbing women for their gear. I got some. So she's like, well, I'm going to jump on the women's forum and see what I can find about you. I was like, oh, you're going to find some stuff on there because, I got an ex-girlfriend saying, like domestic abuser on the trail this year and shit like that. So I'm like, there's going to be something. But yes, I would be curious to see what you could find. So it's cool that we totally get along this time. Actually, I don't generally care if people like me right now, but I want her to like me. She's good peeps. She is. I like being on her good side, and I like liking her. So let's keep it that way. But I'm curious what she can find out about me, because I don't know if you guys know, but rumors do swirl. And I'm curious what they are about me. Not that I fully care, but it's nice to know what's out there about you. So it would be interesting. Okay, so we're going to get dropped back off in the woods tomorrow. She's going to take us out, and she's going to drop us off with Hiker Boy. I don't know if we've talked about him, but we've been running into him a lot. He's a really cool guy. We got a picture of him at the shelter one day, but I just stopped up at the shelter. Me and him became instant friends. And instead of hiking on, that was right before Irwin, I was like, I'm just going to hang at the shelter with this guy for the next freaking hour or so, just chatting him up. And then we ran into each other here, and then he's at Miss Janet's house. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll go hang out there, man. Hang out with Janet and Soldier and Hiker Boy. Although it's weird calling a dude that's in his late 60s Hiker Boy, but hey, a name is a name. Kind of like Kid Rock, His name's Kid, but he's 93 by looks. I don't know how old Kid Rock is, but his face did not age well. Day 66 here at Miss Janet's place. Oh, there's the van. We had a great night, hung out. Me and Hiker Boy had a little jam session. Out of tune, we sang some Elton John, because I happen to know Elton John. I like singing along with Elton John. I don't quite understand his songs, but I know most of the words. Most. We both forgot the same words on the song, so that was kind of funny. There's just one little spot that we both couldn't remember. We just kind of skipped past it. She's taking a bunch of people slack packing today, so she's gonna do that first, and then later on she's gonna grab me, 12, and Hiker Boy and drop us off at the Hughes Gap where we got off the other day. It's been 3 whole days since I put on any miles. And now we're going to have to start hiking in earnest because we've taken so much time off. We were going to go really slow to trail days, but now we have to actually hike in earnest if we want to make it to trail days on time, because you kind of want to be there a little early. You know, I'm going to have hammocking issues, I imagine. There's plenty of places for tents, and yes, there are plenty of places for hammocks, but with thousands of people showing up, it depends on how many people brought a hammock. So it's mild, not stress, but it's in my noodle. You know, I got to find a place to set up because it's going to be wet and probably cold, because that's just how it works out here. So I at least need to find a place to set my tarp up so that I have a, you know, dry piece of ground to lay on. But I don't even have a mat anymore. I cut that into a small piece because I don't lay on a mat. I just needed to keep my butt warm while I'm swinging in my hammock. So now I have a piece that covers, you know, probably 3 feet of me, so I can't try to sleep on that. Actually, I've slept on smaller. I have, when my hammock broke the first time. You know, I only had a tiny little thing. Oh no, I had all that, Matt, didn't I? Yeah. So what the hell was I sleeping on? Oh, that was the CDT, huh? Okay, I'm thinking of the last trail, yeah, because I only had my butt set, my sit pad to sleep on, so I was all fetal position on that thing, trying to cover as much as me as I could, but it barely goes from my shoulder to my hip at an angle. So yes, I had very cold mornings. So yeah, hopefully I can find a hammock spot. That's muy importante. All right, so I'm gonna feed some more Joe into myself because my cup is almost empty. This is number 2 almost gone. And then let's head back out. See you on the trail.